A very good evening to all my dear students of class 12B. I hope you all will be very fine, healthy and happy at your residence and will be comfortable also. Right now we are studying about our first chapter and now very soon I have to finish it also. Okay, ad has come. Okay. So I am in chapter number 1 and now very soon we have to finish this chapter. Okay, I have told you a lot of things about the chapter line by line and you read it also carefully. If you find any kind of problem, then inform it to me. Okay, I'll solve all the queries of you people also. Yesterday we discussed that the end of civilization. Okay, how the civilization tended towards an end. We are trying to discuss this thing. So what brought about the changes? Several explanations have been put forward. These range from climate change, deforestation, excessive floods, the shifting and or drying of the rivers, or overuse of landscape. Some of these causes may hold for certain settlements, but they do not explain the collapse of the entire civilization. We are trying to discuss the end of Indus Valley civilization, the causes of the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. So we find here that different kind of statements have been put before us, that due to the climate change this civilization got to an end. Another thing, second point was due to the deforestation process our civilization got ended. Then excessive floods. I mean, as we all know that the Indus Valley civilization was mainly developed on the bank of rivers. So due to the excessive flood, this civilization got to an end. Then the shifting and or drying up the rivers. Okay, due to the shifting or drying up the rivers, I mean, rivers usually change its way. A river usually changes its way. Then it becomes a major cause also to overuse of the landscape, or when we consumed the landscape in a very huge way, then uh, people have to leave. Due to all these reasons, people started migrating from one place to another place, and it these were the very basic reasons for the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Some of these causes may hold for certain settlements, but they do not explain the collapse of entire civilization. But if we try to go through in the in the deeper area of the knowledge, then we will find that there was not a similar reason for the decline of the whole civilization. Okay, different regions were there on local level that were available for the decline of the civilization. It appears that a strong unifying element, perhaps the Harappan state, came to an end. Okay, it appears that a strong unifying element, perhaps the Harappan state, came to an end. This is even evidenced by disappearance of seals. Okay, one most important thing, that at the time of the decline of the Indus Valley civilization, the seals were unavailable. Okay, seals were not available in from any site. Okay, at the time of the decline of Indus Valley civilization, the script, the distinctive beads and pottery, the shift from a standardized weight system to use of local weight systems. Okay, why all these why this civilization got to an end? If we talk about a uniform unifying element, then we find that number one, due to the disappearance of the seal. Okay, from all, what is unifying region here, that from the all sides of Indus Valley civilization we don't find more seals. Point number two, perhaps evidences by disappearance of seals. The script, second point is the script. Then the third thing, distinctive beads and pottery. During the time of the decline of Indus Valley civilization, all these things were unavailable from the various sites of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, but they do not explain the collapse of the shift from, and what was another reason, the shift from standardized weight system to the local weight system. Okay, earlier what did we see, that during the starting and the middle period of Indus Valley civilization, and standardized weight system was available in Indus Valley civilization. But ultimately, after at the time of the decline of Indus Valley civilization, the whole entire system, whole weight system was changed, and it was localized. Now weights were being made on local level, and the decline of the abandonment of the cities. And at the time of the decline, the original cities were being left due to some reason that have been already mentioned above also. Okay, so the abandonment of the cities, the subcontinent would have to wait for over a millennium for new cities to develop in a completely different region, and the subcontinent would have to wait, okay, would have to wait for developing a new city or developing a new culture. Okay, on for approximate 100 years, that civilization had to wait for, changing its scenario, changing its position. Okay, so now the on the above thing we found that what are the basic reason for the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. Now there is an excerpt, evidence of an invention. Okay, so should we read it? Okay, even then I would like to read it, although the chapter is little bit more lengthy. As we all know, that chapter is little bit lengthy, but still we should read it. I think we should not leave it in such a way. Okay, evidence of an invention. Now this is also another reason of the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Some archaeologists like John Marshall have found some important glimpse. Now what is that glimpse? In the famous city of Mohenjo-Daro, John Marshall found that there is, I mean, there are skeletons available in a huge amount from Indus Valley civilization. I mean, in a maximum number, different kind of skeletons have been found from Mohenjo-Daro. So it was thought that perhaps some foreign forces came to a country, and they attacked over the people of Indus Valley civilization and finished them. So evidence of an invention, invasion. Deadman Lane is narrow valley varying from 3 to 6 feet in width at the point where the lane turns westward, part of a skull and bones of a thorax. Now, John Marshall has written a book named Mohenjo-Daro and Indus Civilization. John Marshall has written a book named Mohenjo-Daro and Indus Civilization in the year 1931. In that book, he has referred that Deadman Lane is narrow alley. Okay, he has described how in a very narrow, drainage, he has found different kind of skeletons. A huge amount of skeleton from there, varying from 3 to 6 feet in width. At the point where the lanes turned westward, part of a skull and bones of the thorax and upper arm of an adult were discovered, all in very friable condition at a depth of 4 feet 2 inch. Okay, the body lay out its back diagonally across the lane. 15 inches to the west were a few fragments of a tiny skull. It is to these remains that the lane owes its names. Okay, why that lane is called Deadman Lane? Because different kind of the skeleton of dead people have been found from there. Okay, like some skull, or some arm, or some chest, or some hand. Such a kind of things have been found in a very awkward position from that lane. Okay, then what is another heading? 16 skeletons of people with the ornaments that they were wearing when they died were found from the same part of the Mohenjo-Daro in 1925. Much later in 1947, R.M. Wheeler, who is R.M. Wheeler, another Director General of ASI, tried to correlate the archaeological evidences with that of Rig Veda. Okay, now underline all these. This point is very much important. Much later in 1947, R.M. Wheeler, the Director General of ASI, tried to correlate the archaeological evidence with that of Rig Veda, the earliest known text in subcontinent. He wrote. Now, a famous archaeologist named R.M. Wheeler, he tried to in the year 1947, and at that time he was the Director General of ASI. Then he announced that the evidence of Indus Valley civilization, I mean the what should I say? The invasion evidence of Mohenjo-Daro has a similarity with Rig Veda. Now, what kind of similarity it has with Rig Veda? Then he wrote about it. The Rig Veda mentions Pur. Pur means rampart. Okay, Pur means rampart. Fort or stronghold Indra. The Aryan war gold is called the forest destroyer. Now the word Purandara, actually in Hindi it is called Purandara, but in English it has been written Purandara. So Purandara word is the synonym of Indra. Please keep this thing in your mind, that the word Purandara is the synonym of God Indra. Huh. So क्या हुआ सर, कोई बात है क्या? प्रदीप सर, कोई बात है क्या? So we are talking about R.M. Wheeler. So he has tried to make a similarity with the Rig Veda and and Mohenjo-Daro. Okay. So what did he said? He said that he wrote in his book that as Indra, Lord Indra, who was called Purandara, Pur means rampart. Okay, Pur means rampart and fort, ramparts of fort. So he destroyed it. I mean, Indra is called a god who destroys forts. Indra is called a god who destroys forts. So that is why he is called Purandar, the winner of forts. He is called Purandar, winner of forts or fort destroyer. Where are or were these citadels? In the past, been supposed that they were mythical. Okay. Earlier, it was supposed that these purs and citadels were mythical. These were not real. But R.M. Wheeler tried to explain that these purs were nothing but the sites of Indus Valley civilization. These puras, explained in Rig Veda, are nothing but the sites of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, and apart from that, the Indra is nothing but Purandara. Okay, Indra, that was also called Purandara, were nothing but the Aryan people. Okay, were nothing but the Aryan people. Means he tried to make a kind of combination. He tried to correlate Indus Valley civilization with that one. What should I say? With Vedic civilization. Okay, where are or were these citadels? It has in the past been supposed that they were mythical. They were mythical. The recent excavation of Harappa may be thought to have changed the picture. Here we have a highly evolved civilization of essentially non-Aryan type, now known to have the employed massive fortifications. What destroyed this firmly settled civilization? Climatic, economic, or political deterioration may have weakened it, but its ultimate extinction is more likely to have been completed by deliberate and large scale destruction. It may be no mere chance that at a late period of Mohenjo-Daro men, women and children, so, sorry, late period of Mohenjo-Daro men, women and children appear to have been massacred there. Okay. Now, in these lines, R.M. Wheeler trying to convince that although there may be several regions, although there may be different kind of regions for in the support of the decline of Indus Valley civilization, that climatic change, economic or political disorder, deterioration may have weakened it. But according to Wheeler, these points may have weakened the Indus Valley civilization, but these points were not finally responsible for the decline of Indus Valley civilization. According to Wheeler, he said that the most important reason for the decline of Indus Valley civilization was to, what should I say, to the attack of foreign people over Indian people. Okay, a massacre was organized in Mohenjo-Daro. Men, women, children appear to have been massacred there. Okay, on criminal evidences, Indra stands accused. Okay, so these are the view of R.M. Wheeler, who is trying to write who is trying to make a kind of correlation between Vedic civilization and Indus Valley civilization in his famous book Harappa 1946. In his famous book Harappa 1946. Now another important statement is of G.F. Dales. G.F. Dales, his book name is The Mythical Masquerade at Mohenjo-Daro. The Mystical Masquerade at Mohenjo-Daro. Okay. Now on the basis of the reading of these three scholars, uh, first John Marshall, then Wheeler, and now G.F. Dales. Okay, on the study of the above three scholars, we can understand that what was the condition. Okay, what was the condition of Indian people at that time, and what was the real reason for the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, in the 1960s, the evidence of a massacre in Mohenjo-Daro was questioned by an archaeologist named George Dales. He demonstrated that the skeletons found at the site did not belong to the same period. Now, what happened? Another archaeologist named G.F. Dales, in his book The Mythical Massacre of Mohenjo-Daro Expedition 1964, he wrote in that book that the skeleton and the massacre scene that we find from Mohenjo-Daro is not the real one. He said that there is the difference of time period between these two scenes. He demonstrated that the skeletons found at the site did not belong to the same period, whereas a couple of them definitely seem to indicate a slaughter. Okay, the bulk of the bones were found in context, suggesting burial of the sloppiest and the most irrelevant nature. There is no destruction level covering the latest period of the city, no sign extensive burning, no bodies of warrior clad in armor and surrounded by the weapons of war. Okay. Now, according to him, that there is no sign of war in the battlefield of Mohenjo-Daro or in Mohenjo-Daro. How did he prove his view? He proved his view that there is no destruction level covering the latest period of the city. Okay, no sign of extensive burning, no sign of burning, no bodies of warriors clad in arms, no armor we find from there, no dead body we found from there, and surrounded by the weapon of war. And there is no thinking, or there is no picture that explains that the local people were surrounded by the weapons of war. The citadel, the only fortified part of the city, yielded no evidence of the final defense. Okay, and the citadel, the only fortified part of the city, yielded no evidence of the final defense. And from citadel also we did not find any effort for the evidence of the final defense. So on the above heading, we come to know about the decline of Indus Valley civilization. And now this heading is completed. And what is your homework? Your homework that I have assigned in your Google Classroom, please complete that homework. I have rarely accept few homework there by Sana, Kalyani, and some other people also. But I request all of you to submit your homework in that particular site. So we'll this is only your homework, that you have to write all the questions of first chapter and show it to me in Google Classroom. So kindly follow this work. Thank you for watching me. Thanks a lot to you. Have a good night. We'll meet in the next video.